Now, I'm vlogging again. I've got two puppies that are absolutely crazy, but it's got face tracking on, so it's not going to show the puppies. Okay, I'll start again.
Hop down, Shoe.
Oh, come on, face tracking. Show me your face tracking. There you go. Okay, I'll start again. Now, we're going to the US. Not both of us, just me and not wife. And I'm going with my brother. So the role of Libby will be played by Mark for this trip. I'm getting laughed at by the professional vlogger behind me because I don't know how to do this. Anyway, the idea of this trip was that I wanted to buy a Vision Pro and I had to fly over there to get it. So the whole trip was kind of planned. I thought we'll just go to DC, do some museums and things while we're there. And I ended up getting the Vision Pro posted. So I had it posted over here. I had to pay a whole lot of GST on it. It arrived, it worked for 4 days and then blew up. I've had probably 2 hours on the phone to Apple trying to fix it, but they can't fix it. So anyway, I have to take the Vision Pro back over there to get it fixed. So it turned out the trip was probably pretty good anyway. So we're going. My brother just wanted to come along because I haven't travelled with him before. We made a safe word this morning. I can't remember what it was though. A safe word was going to be bananas, but he said that sounds offensive if I say bananas because it means that someone's bananas. So I said, how about just shut up and leave me alone, because I might need to use that and he might need to use that. I'm only good in small doses. I've been told that by many people, and so on. What?
Your brother's probably the same.
Yeah, he said he's the same as well. So there'll be times when we have to just keep people quiet. Anyway, so we're going over there. We're going from Sydney tonight. We depart. We get to fly business class to San Francisco, an hour and a half. Then waiting, going down to a plane to LA on board with Alaska Airlines. It's Qantas the first leg, Alaska the second leg, and then we go from LA to Dulles, so right next to DC, and we land at 5:30 in the morning, so it's going to be a crazy. Hopefully I'll get sleep on the first leg because we land at San Francisco at night. I've got a 7:30 plane to LA and a 9 or 9:30 plane from there across to Dulles. So because we're going against the rotation of the Earth, it's going to be a red eye. So we land at 5:30 in the morning and we're going to be very tired, I think. But we also don't have anywhere to put our luggage. So I've got a luggage support website thing that I found, and you can book it in for like $40 to put your luggage in there for 24 hours. But I have no idea what we're doing yet. So I think I'll just wait until we get an Uber and go somewhere. We may end up doing the, what's your name? Udall-Hazy Museum, which is right next to Dulles Airport. Might do that on the same day. Or we might just get going and grab other things. My brother's Vision Pro is currently in Florida, so I've got to get that shipped to a time when we're going to be there, which is difficult because I don't know when we're going to be there. Anyway, so the plan for this trip is go over to do museums, do Apple Vision Pro things, go to Apple stores, and I don't know, maybe a Target or something. And I want to go to Home Depot to see if they've got any good Ryobi things, because they've got good little Ryobi USB things. Well, this is 3.5 minutes and I've just talked rubbish. Anyway, once we get in DC, which is my favourite city in the world, by the way, that's kind of why we picked it. We're going to do museums. So I'm going to do the Air and Space Museum and all the ones on the other side, Holocaust Museum, maybe the Spy Museum. I think there's a postal museum that's quite good as well. So we'll be doing lots of that, hopefully, if we get the energy. We've got about 6 days in DC. And then flying from there, we fly out of, I think it's the Reagan Airport. It's really close. It's actually in DC. It's on the river. And we fly from there up to Toronto, and then go from Toronto to Vancouver, and then Vancouver back to Sydney. So it's kind of a bit of a weird trip, but that's where the frequent flyer points were letting me go. So that's where we're going. Anyway, that's where we are. That's where we're going. I've got my bag packed. If I turn this around, look, I can show wife. I can show puppy dogs. I don't know where the other puppy dog is, but anyway. Oh, he's over there. That's funny, isn't it? And that's my suitcase. So I just need to put some clothes in now. I've got jackets. I've got a electric vest to keep warm. I don't know if it's going to be that cold or not, but I've got the vest. I've got a little jacket, so like a rain jacket, a case for my brother's Vision Pro when he gets it, and just gloves and scarf and stuff, and normal clothes and underpants. and that's what's happening. So yeah, he's flying down from Brisbane tonight, and I'll just meet him in Qantas Club. And I just got new headphones today. I went and got the Bose Quiet Comfort Ultras, because my Quiet Comfort 700s, or the Bose 700s, whatever they're called, don't fold up quite small enough. So I wanted a smaller packing one, especially if I've got to lug around a Vision Pro, because they're huge. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm a bit sad that I don't get to use the Vision Pro on the plane over there, because that was the whole point of buying it. But it's very dead. So as soon as I get there, I can swap it out and have a good one. Anyway, I will see you in the next section, which is probably at the airport, maybe. Where do you vlog? Do I vlog at the airport? Do I vlog the drive up? I don't know. I haven't done this before. This is a whole new thing for me. I don't know how many Lib has to edit out. There's probably a few. Hopefully I'll stop doing that. Okay, I'll see you in the next bit. So this is talking on a plane. I know other people try and vlog when they're on a plane, and it never works out very well. So if you're hearing this, it means it worked out all right, I guess. If you don't hear this, it means it didn't. Anyway, I've had a salad and a bit of focaccia with garlic. This is just a standard Qantas, I think it's a 787 or something, Dreamliner. And it's just business class. That's a whole nother saga, I can tell you. That's the meal. I haven't tried it yet. The bread was very nice. But anyway, I should tell you about what happened to get here while looking at that screen. Maybe? Is that more interesting? So, when I got to the airport, I had... I'll turn it around and you can see me. Ooh, that's exciting, isn't it? I'm in my Qantas pyjamas. Oh, well, it's doing face tracking, so I can't actually move it. Anyway, I'm being watched. My brother's here. He wants to face track me. Anyway, I can't spin it around. So when I got to the airport, I checked in. Lib was driving away. I checked in to the Qantas terminal, gave them my passport. Everything was fine. I then took my boarding pass and passport through to security, tried to put my passport in the little machine, and it wouldn't accept it. I then realised that I had the wrong passport. So not only did I have the one that was expiring in a few months, I didn't have the current one, which was going to expire in 10 years. And I'd already got a boarding pass with the other one, and I wasn't sure if that mattered. But anyway, I went down to Qantas, and the front desk, the same girl that was there, and she explained to me that the boarding pass doesn't need to be replaced, and she couldn't work out how the thing was working anyway, because it shouldn't have worked with that passport, because that passport had been invalidated. Anyway, so I had to get someone from the office to go and get my passport out of the safe, the real one, and I had an Uber drive it up to me, and we picked sort of a spot halfway, so Lib and I drove down. She then kept going back down to Wollongong. I waited for the Uber, gave him my passport. I then got him to drive me the rest of the way to the airport, and it was quite nice. Actually, I got chatting to the guy, and he's in IT and was looking for a job. So when I get back in April, he seems right, so I might hire him. So we finally got on the plane after going to Qantas Club. Qantas Club had terrible food, like they often do lately, but I'm now on the plane. The plane should have nice food. This looks nice, and we will see what happens. So we're only about, I don't know, an hour and a half into the flight, and we will see what happens. When we get to San Francisco, I've got to get through security and immigration, all that kind of stuff. I then have to get through within an hour and a half, because we've got to get another flight straight down to LAX, and then we've got about another hour and a bit, I think, and then we've got to get another flight from there straight across to Dulles. So it's going to be an interesting day of not sleep and landing at 5:30 in the morning in Dulles with not much sleep. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I'll talk to you as we get further along. So the last thing you would have heard or seen was my dinner on the Qantas flight. A lot has happened since then. We have landed in San Francisco, and I had breakfast, which was a very nice breakfast. The steak was really yummy. Anyway, we landed in San Francisco, got through security really quickly, managed to make our other flight down to LAX, and then had about 20 minutes to wait, and then we had a flight from there, the Red Eye, across to Dulles. So it's now, you can see outside, you can see over there in the distance, it's daylight. So it is now 7:43 in the morning. So that's, haven't had that much sleep. But anyway, so I'm not a very good vlogger. Anyway, once we got to Dulles, we just got an Uber. As soon as we walked outside, it's -2. So I had to go back, grab our bags and put some warm jackets and things on. So we're all covered in that stuff now. So now we're just waiting across the road from Carnegie Library, where there's an Apple store, so I can get my Vision Pro fixed, but everything's shut. So it's too early in the morning, everything's closed. So yeah, but on the way in we saw the Washington Monument, saw the White House, saw a few other things, drove past the mall, so it's pretty good. Now I remember why it's my favourite city. The architecture here, the buildings, they're all just very cool. It's also cherry blossom time. Apparently this weekend was the best cherry blossom time. So there's lots of pink and white flowers everywhere. It looks very nice. Anyway, so we're just stuck here. We're just in the hotel foyer at the moment, grabbing some Starbucks while we wait for things to open. Yeah, I'll let you know when things change. Okay, we're coming up on 9:30, which means the Apple Store and everything else will be open at 10. I can go and get my Vision Pro fixed. I've just been here outside of Starbucks getting some coffee. We've got our luggage. I just went to the hotel and said, can you store our bags, because we're just leaving, and they didn't even ask for proof we stayed here, so that was nice. And we just booked in tours for the Big Red Bus Company, so we've got 2 days worth of bus tours, so we can do all the outside, all the sort of longer distance things before we do them all. So that seems quite nice. So we'll get to, I'll show you some video of the bus tours, I guess. I might have to use my phone instead of this. I'm just using the little Osmo at the moment, but I might have to use my phone to get some better zoom. But seems right so far. As my brother just went out, we've got to get some stuff shipped here, so he had to go and get a shipping address arranged, and he said it was so cold outside it was uncomfortable, so probably going to have to go somewhere and find somewhere where he can buy some warm clothes. I brought warm clothes with me. I even brought an electric vest which just plugs into USB, and I thought I might have been overdoing it a bit. I've got gloves and a beanie, but I don't think I was overdoing it because he's very cold. So anyway, there you go. And we're going to be sitting on top of an open top bus, so that's going to be even colder. But I'll be fine because I'll be warm enough. Well, that was a disastrous visit with Apple. They're absolutely useless. I had a bad Vision Pro, took it in there. They spent an hour and a half doing all the things that I'd done to see if it was going to work, and then decided they couldn't make it work. And they've now decided they've got to send it away, and it'll be at least a week, and I'm not going to be in the country. So it's just a bad thing. Thought I'd come down and go to a museum. So just outside of the Natural History Museum, and this is what the country's become now, or this is what the museums have become now. Oh, it only wants to track me. Well, this is just outside the museum. Every food truck. The food trucks have all just got their engines running, generators running. You can't, it's just so noisy. There's people everywhere. It's freezing cold outside. It's boiling hot inside. It's just getting a bit frustrating. But I'm probably just tired and cranky, so I don't know what I'm going to do. But we can get into the accommodation in a few hours, so it's probably worthwhile doing that. Anyway, there we go. Well, there hasn't been much vlogging happening. We've had a few days. It's been so very cold. My brother to go and hire a car and go travelling. So he's done that. He's gone out to Gettysburg. I think he's coming back today. So we managed to get tickets to the Air and Space Museum. Everything's amazingly busy. Most of the museums before never had ticket requirements, so I've not really been used to doing this. Now there is things that have changed in DC. One, some tickets. For the Air and Space Museum you need tickets, and we haven't done Stephen Udvar-Hazy, whatever it is, museum yet. I don't think you need tickets for that one, but Anyway, we couldn't get into the Holocaust, couldn't get into the Spy Museum, couldn't get into the Air and Space Museum. So I managed to get tickets yesterday morning by just pressing refresh a lot at 8:30 when they released some tickets for the day, and I managed to get in there, so that was nice. I'm just sitting here waiting for Uber at the moment. I wonder where my Uber is. Anyway, just waiting for Uber. I'm going to go over to a, 4 minutes away, just going over to a Home Depot so I can look at all their cool Ryobi things. Then I'll go to Target and buy some more stuff for the wife, and then I think that's it. Yeah, so there's not much going on. This has been a very different trip to what I expected, but it's still good. Apple took the Vision Pro, said they couldn't fix it, they couldn't give me another one, they're going to ship it to me at some point in the future, which means more international stuff. When I checked the repair status, it says it was fixed within an hour and shipped out, even though they wouldn't give it to me. So I'm not quite sure what's happening with that, but I'm going to ring them about that today as well. So anyway, hasn't been a particularly successful trip, but it's been okay. Anyway, we get to leave Wednesday morning and fly back via Toronto and Vancouver, so that should be a bit of a saga. So anyway, I'll talk to you later. So I just got on one of the little Lime bikes in the street and come up to IHOP. I never finished telling you what I didn't like about Washington the other day either. It's all the food trucks that are everywhere. It's insane. But anyway, I can talk about that later on. So I'm just in IHOP at the moment.
Good morning, everyone. Do you guys remember me saying I was going to go to bed early last night? Actually, I did go to bed early. I was still awake at 1 o'clock in the morning. Therefore, I have not gone to the airport to pick Kevin up, but he's on his way home. I'm still very much waking up. He should be here probably in about 20 minutes, half an hour. I can stalk him and find my friends to see where he is. But yes, so I'm quite sore still. I just wasn't tired. I went to bed. I was going to bed and I realised I was hungry. I made a cup of tea, realised I was hungry, so decided to make some popcorn. Ate my popcorn, didn't touch my cup of tea in the end. Read for a bit, put my book down and picked up my phone for some reason. Probably an hour later, I don't even know what I was doing. Probably looking at Instagram or I think I looked at all three, like Instagram, Facebook, and a little bit of TikTok. I don't look at much on TikTok, but I've got a few people that I watch on there. And then before I knew it, it was like 1 o'clock. I didn't even read again. But I thought I'd better put my Headspace stories on. So I did that. I think the biggest problem for me is I'm not putting the light out. And if I don't put the light out, I stay awake. That's the reason I go off to sleep, I think, is because Kevin goes to sleep before me, so I always turn the light out when he goes to sleep, and therefore I soon get very sleepy and have to put my book down, and I have to put my Kindle down because I'm nodding off, or else I fall asleep holding my Kindle, which I've done many times before. But yeah, that was not the case last night. I don't know, maybe I just wasn't tired. Yeah, I haven't had it. I think it's just the light on. Keeps me awake, which is not surprising. That's what happens, isn't it? That's why we have, well, it's not really why we have, anyway, that's the story. So the pups have no idea that Kevin's coming home this morning, obviously, because they're puppies and they do not know this stuff, though they do know a lot. They don't know what day Kevin's coming home. They're going to be so excited, particularly Keno, but they'll both be very excited to see Kevin. But I think Keno's just going to be, they'll both be really happy, but, Keno's, he's a boy, he's a daddy's boy. Coda is a mummy's boy, which is a bit problematic because they are very, very, particularly Coda is very, very attached to me, but they're both, both don't like being home by themselves, being left alone. But, you know, I think a lot of dogs are like that, particularly after a pandemic, but I'm just home with them all the time, so I know we'll have to work on that. I think we'll work on that when we move, because obviously I'll be ducking over to the shops and I won't always be taking them, so they'll have to learn to be okay by themselves for little bits of time. We'll get there. Anyway, I'm going to get another cup of tea. Yeah, and Kevin will be home very shortly. It'll be so good to have him home. And my routine just goes out the window, mainly because I don't go to sleep on time.
I wasn't going to contain that excitement. Oh, I should have filmed. Chewy's so happy.
Hello, Chewy.
Where are you off
Teddy
to?
bear.
I'm happy
Where are
too,
you
Dad.
going?
But Chewy's exceptionally happy. Daddy's home. Oh my God.
Go inside now. Go inside.
I was trying to sidetrack them because
Is it funny?
There are some happy puppies because their daddy's home. We made up the family couch again so we can all sit together.
Funny boys. Funny boys.
I should have filmed the welcome home because it's the biggest welcome home.
Hello, puppies. Hello, the puppies. There's a lot of kisses now, Bear.
Oh, I said I haven't seen you for a
Goes from
week.
a few kisses to a steady amount of kisses very quickly.
So Kevin brought back some Timbits from Toronto.
From Canada.
Apparently there's lots of dog presents. I just want to know what's next. They're like children.
Yeah, oh, you got presents. You got your presents, you man. What are you doing?
Coda's got his bobble.
Go to bed. Let's go, boys.
Good morning, everyone. Outside, as you can see, to start the day. Well, it is 10 o'clock. It's not really the start of the day. Been up for a few hours. Had a rough night, so I'm in quite a bit of fibro pain this morning. Kevin's just on the phone to Apple about his Vision Pro things, which I'll get him to fill you in on at some stage. What's happened with them. I went to have some breakfast outside. I think Kevin's going to eat his inside. He's got some baked beans on toast. It's not kind of finger food like a lot of the food or spoon food that I eat, that I can eat on my lap. So I thought I'd better come out here and eat at the table. But it's a lovely day. It's a lovely day to sit outside. Baked beans on toast. As you can see, it's a beautiful day. And it's nice and shaded here at the moment. I'm hoping it was shaded and still nice at lunchtime, and I might sit out here with Mum and Dad for lunch. Otherwise we'll just move the table inside like we did last time. Kevin's got his headset on again, showing Mum and Dad how it works.
Who wants to go first? You go.
I'll take my glasses off.
Yeah, take your glasses off.
Oh my gosh, it's a bit scary. Yeah, it's you I'm talking to. Whoa! Oh, it's coming up in the face. Whoa! Oh gosh! Something smells at me.
It looks pretty cool. doesn't it?
Yes.
It looks amazing, Kevin.
Oh God!
You can't. Looking at it on there, you just don't. You don't get it.
No,
until you
no,
see it,
no.
and everything's just right. It's
There's
very
two
much.
of them now going to have a fight, I think.
So imagine doing that for work. You could have a 3D model of a house,
God.
and you could be picking apart parts, putting them back in, spinning it around, looking at everything. It's
Where are we going to get? What's the other one? Oh, he's taking him away. Oh. God, it's so realistic, isn't it?
Yeah.